What? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh my, based on my background in environmental science, technology, and law, and working for a lot of different emergency management agencies and Coast Guard veteran, etc., I am going to do a reaction on this video about a avalanche called Insane Recovery. Avalanche buries 2 men alive in Snowcat.
We begin with an avalanche
recovery video. Oh my goodness. In Morgan County. So I've not really done very many videos about avalanches yet, so I really wanted to check out and do a reaction to one that...
to save a person from the slide.
What we're gonna do is hook to the back and start sliding it downhill.
Yeah. So the avalanche can happen at any time. It usually occurs when the snow kind of builds up. Sometimes you can preventatively cause the avalanche to kind of mitigate a bigger avalanche issue. So sometimes when mountain climbers are climbing mountains, prior to climbs, just ongoingly the mountains are maintained to prevent bigger avalanches that'll hit people by surprise.
We headed up the mountain. We was
but when an avalanche occurs, like I really don't know how much you can really do. Like you can't really outrun the avalanche. It's super fast.
Avalanche.
I got on a radio.
So they are driving a Snowcat. Is a pretty big piece of equipment. You would think they'd be relatively safe in that. So I'm very interested in seeing like what's gonna happen. This is
we did
crazy.
back up a little ways, and then the avalanche went through. We thought, okay, we're gonna have to shovel that out, and all the dust settled, and the Snowcat wasn't sitting in front of us. We was like, where the hell did that go? Started looking around, and immediately Tyrell jumped out and jumped in the snow, and he was caught up to his shoulder. Called 911 and said we have lifeline up here.
Didn't really see much else. Just stopped the tracks sitting there and more or less swam through the snow to get over there. And I never once thought that it was going to knock them off the mountain, and it did. It took
Dang,
200-300
it's
feet down the
completely
mountain.
on its side.
I mean, it tossed that Snowcat
300
like
feet. That's like really far, and like it's a huge piece of metal, like very heavy. And it's literally on its side with people like trapped inside. Like that's
Today
crazy.
is recovery time. We got the Beast Snowcat right here, and we are here in Morgan, Utah, which is basically just on the other side of the mountain from where we live.
So I'm pretty sure that avalanches also occur more often seasonally when the atmosphere content is less or more moisture filled. My current thought process is that like, it's not deep in winter. Instead, it's probably when there's more moisture in the atmosphere, like early winter or end of winter. There'll probably be more avalanches. But definitely I should look into that, but that's my overall thought at the moment. Whew, so recovery. It looks like the calm after the storm. The fact that that big piece of equipment is destroyed and no longer in use, like that's crazy.
Here, it landed originally upside down, kind of, and they brought the excavator up here to the spring, tipped it back over so that it wasn't a danger. So we're trying to save the tracks. The tracks are really nice, really expensive.
That sounds like a good plan.
Still in good shape. So what we're gonna do is hook to the back.
Wow, look how beautiful it is there.
And start sliding it downhill, and then once we get down there, I'm probably gonna open up the tracks with a three-wheel. I don't want to do it right now because I'm on the steep hill. So gravity's our friend right now. Hook the back of mine, hook back to this, and just down we go.
Wow, the footage.
The back seat of the passenger Snowcat. There's 6 of us in there, and I was the one that called 911.
How are they gonna get it out? Like that's kind of crazy.
As soon as that happened, I handed my phone off to Dawn and ran down and proceeded to help these guys with the big.
It's pretty effective.
It was really scary because the possibility of losing Dan.
My goodness, you could just sense like how emotional it was. Nature is very powerful. 6 feet under the snow. Wow, it's a lot of snow. And the amount of air that you have, oh my goodness, 15 minutes.
I was driving the Snowcat behind. We seen it come down and hit him, and I didn't really understand the power.
That's a crazy statistic.
That avalanche had. I kind of
But I
expected
100% agree.
to see it sitting in the road, not a couple
You have
hundred feet
limited air
downhill.
supply.
Dan is an uncle to me. He's the first guy I'd call when I actually needed something.
Yeah, he might be our boss, but he's also like a second dad to me. All I can think of is we got to get him out.
I'm married to Dan. We've always talked, Dan and I, that if anything is ever going to happen to us and we're having fun, not to be sad. So I kind of went into that mode of like, hey, it's better than being in a rest home.
Obviously under the snow, I don't know if he could hear us, but we obviously couldn't hear him. You know, I mean, and that was where it got scary, is because his whole body and head was under the snow. And, you know, we knew he was going to run out of air.
Wow.
I thought, you know what, Dan is not going to make it.
Oh my goodness, the like chair was
We
empty.
didn't
I
have
don't
the option to,
think I can watch this.
stop and talk about it. It was go. It was dig. And when one of us would wear out, the other one would step in, and that snow was, I don't know, 12, 15 feet deep, and we were digging whatever that 5 feet is or so down into the cap. It was a lot. It was a lot in a hurry.
You need like all hands on deck, and like
Us three were pretty wore out down there.
I feel like you need extra
Had a
equipment.
ton of adrenaline,
because,
but we'd been
manpower
going for a
can
long
only dig
time.
So fast, but then you have to be careful.
Getting him
not
out of
hit the
there,
person,
I started to
like,
question it, whether we was
like,
getting or
limited
not.
options. Oh my goodness.
We were doing everything we could at that point anyway. It's kind of frustrating, I guess, is the word. He didn't think he's going to make it.
It's like, what? I can't take the suspense. Like, did they unbury the guy?
911 dispatcher
what
told us to
happened?
get out of there. It was too dangerous. And me and Shane and Trevor, we wasn't going to stop. Like we'd spent the night up there getting them out if we had to.
It's not looking good. I don't think we need it.
Me and Shane got in there, and the windshield was sitting where it was sitting. You could see Dan's foot. So I grabbed Dan's foot and he kicked his leg. So me and Shane really started digging after him. Then Shane got in there and got his whole back uncovered the back of his head. We couldn't get to his face, and so then I tried to wrap my arms around him to pick him up, and the windowsill had wrapped around his neck. We couldn't quite get his face out of the snow, so kept going and digging. And me and Trevor and Shane, we were breaking sticks off the trees and using them to try to break the snow out because it was so thick. It was packed in there so tight.
Well, it's especially steep, but the snow here is very unstable right now.
The
I
avalanche
wonder, like, what the
completely
best
buried one of the
set of
snowcaps.
action would be.
The
Like,
snowcap
would it be
had
like
2
timing a
feet
tree,
wide,
like
5 feet
time
of
yourself
the
to the
vehicle,
tree, like,
and they were able to partially dig out their friends.
it's like not a good idea to be in the area because the avalanche was caused by a disturbance, and there can be another avalanche that follows. So even saving the individual that was buried alive is dangerous for the individuals that are now on site and responding. For instance, for like mountain climbers, like normally you get like a helicopter that responds to these, and it's kind of like crazy if you don't have like a full-out team to respond. Oh goodness, super scary. This is not looking good. What? Oh my god, are you kidding me?
I'm Dan Wilkinson.
Oh my god, they can't do this to me.
and I
Like,
was
I
the one that
cannot
was in
deal
the
with this
snowcat.
suspense. Like, what?
And I wouldn't be sitting here.
No, my
This is hard.
goodness. Wow.
If it wasn't for those young, tough
They look
animals
so sad. I really
that was
thought
with me that day,
they'd make it.
I thought it's a
This
beautiful
is so
day.
scary. Like, holy crap.
Let's slop work. You know, kind of like slopping school.
Goodness.
I think it's better you get paid for it. So we get up there, and there isn't a cloud in the sky. It's brilliant blue. We got over to the top of Pole Hollow. There's this great big drift overhanging. And I thought, you know, we ought to take a picture today. One of us might not be here tomorrow. When you get older, you realize that. We had to go about, another 1,000 feet, and then I could stop and make another call. Okay.
They
Sorry
planned
about
that.
So me and Russ are in the cab, and they said, back up. And they said in a panicked voice. And I just looked, and we didn't have time to do anything. And I just reached over, grabbed the handle on the snowcat with a blade, just got the blade up in front of us before it hit us. For a split second, I thought, it's gonna be okay, but it's gonna make a mess. And then as soon as that snow hit us, I go, this is not gonna turn out very good. As the snow hit us, the windshield come through, and it packed us in just like a sardine. I felt the cat spin. At this time, everything's dark. Went down, and then I heard stuff like hitting the snowcat, like rocks, or I didn't know what it was. I felt my leg get pinched, and then I knew I was in trouble. So I didn't know where we was, how we was sitting, and then it's quiet. And I've got snow right up tight to my mouth, nose. I can't breathe, and I thought, it's not going to be a good way to go.
Can you imagine like having an injury
My
and
arm was
literally
pinned in the snow. There was
no
snow packed all
space
around
in
my
front
arm
of
and
your
stuff, in my head, and I thought, I'd give up. I was out of air, and I thought, well, you got to try something. So I started digging with just my hand. And I got it over to my mouth, and I got just a little pocket around there. And at that time, I didn't know it. All these fingers and tendons was cut. And then I got a few breaths.
Cut? Did he
and
say
it's
cut?
quiet. Don't hear a thing. And a calming feeling comes over you at that point. I was okay then. I thought, okay, it's over. And then I hear the noise, and then think Shane gets a hole into my head. Just a little hole dug there. He says, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And he says, yes, you can. And so they proceeded to get my head all undone. They dug, we was there for quite a long time, and I didn't think I was gonna make it. In fact, I told Shane, he was in line to take over. I says, you know, you're gonna have to grow up. Because I figured that was the last thing I was gonna get to tell him.
So he started saying his goodbyes to me. We argued over that, just like everything else. Told him that wasn't happening today.
But when they got me free, I knew it'd be okay. There was a calming feeling, it'll be okay.
I think the
And
air,
then when
like,
they airlifted me from there
creating
over
those
the
air
airlift on the other
pockets
ridge,
with the pole, like,
and I
that
was
is key,
shaking,
super
and I
helpful,
probably
I'm
didn't know what was going on at that point. But I wouldn't have made it without these young, tough, determined men. And I don't like the phrase boss. It bothers me. We're friends. We work together, we try to make it work. That's about all I got to say. And I told Dave, I says, you know, if you want to go get that cat, I says, help us out. He says, we'll do it. Those are some characters, let me tell you. He showed up here the next morning with a snowcat loaded, full crew of men.
Wow.
It cost
After
them a
the
little bit of
avalanche,
money.
like, you
They
could have a
ripped the hitch
secondary
off the
avalanche,
cat,
and
you
they're
know,
like
normal
pulling
stuff.
the snowcat
But
out of the snow.
they pulled it right out of there for us. And I told him, I says,
Wow.
you don't need
That's
to
cool. Look at
take
the
it all
size
the
of
way
that
out. I says,
equipment.
I
It's
can get
crazy.
it.
And they're
Well,
like,
Dave
they're like
just
towing
went
it down the mountain.
He didn't stop till we got down to the gate. Got back to the shop here. Dave had already fired up an excavator and hooked on the snowcat and drug it right off in front of the door. I mean, those guys are animals. I don't know how I'll ever get even with them. They don't really know how much I appreciate that. I just want to say thanks to Decent Brothers. We appreciate it.
So I guess for this video, like, I am tremendously amazed by how much power that avalanche had to literally throw the snowcat around like that, and then for the individuals to actually be found, and then I think the air holes that they were creating with the pole were like super priceless, because if you can imagine, like, if that actually punctures into the snow close enough to the head, you may create some air flow that may be vital toward giving the individual seconds or minutes to live, so you can really like get them out of the snow, because every moment counts. So I think making those air pockets with the pole is probably very priceless. I'm not 100% sure, but it like looks like a really great thing to do during your response actions. This was crazy. Oh my god, can't believe you survived. Definitely be sure to like and comment below. What do you think about this video? Like, do you think it's absolutely crazy? Like, I really was so frustrated by the fact that they like didn't have the person in the chair for like the first half of the video. Like, the suspense was killing me. Everyone was so sad. Like, I really thought that somebody didn't make it out alive, and it was really scary for me and really stressed me out. So what do you think about the avalanche? Do you think similarly? Like, do you think the response actions made sense, or like would you even get the equipment out the following day? I feel like that was very motivated of them to tow the equipment out the next day. So anyway, definitely be sure to comment below and subscribe and click on the images above so I can make more videos to help you level up in your life. Definitely be sure to click on the images above and help support me making more videos for you. What? Oh my god, are you kidding me?